الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قال الله تبارك وتعالى كلا والقمر والليل إذ أدبر والصبح إذا أسفر إنها لإحدى الكبر نذيرا للبشر صدق الله العظيم اللهم صل على سيدنا مولانا محمد كلما ذكره الذاكرون وصل على سيدنا مولانا محمد كلما غفل عن ذكره الغافلون اللهم صل وسلم على عبدك ورسولك اللهم صل على سيدنا مولانا محمد أفضل صلواته رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. We begin our Tafseer of Surah Al-Muddathir from ayah number 32. The ayahs are very, very short in this chapter, as will continue to happen as we go further towards the end of Quran. You will notice that the ayahs are getting smaller and smaller. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Kalla wal qamar. No, never. I swear by the moon. Wal layli id adbar. And I swear by the night as it retreats. Was subhi idha asfar. And I swear by the day, by the morning as it breaks. Innaha la ihdal kubar. Surely hell is one of the mightiest signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and one of the mightiest catastrophes. The reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking oath of these things is to remind the people of Makkah that the sun, the moon, the night, the day, these are among those signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that are easily visible to you. You can easily see the moon at night. You can easily observe the departure of the night in the morning and coming of the day in the morning, or the coming of the night in the evening and departure of the day in the evening. These are the things that you are able to easily observe. And so you know it and you believe it. There's no one in their right mind who will deny the existence of day and night, because it's happening every day and night. And there is no one in their right mind who will deny the existence and the presence of the moon, because you can simply point your finger at night time and show them, look, that's the moon right there. As for the other stars that are out there, that are in existence, that are present, but they're not visible to us, so we only rely on the scientific data. And to some people, science is so much more believable than the word of Allah or the word of divine. So if science says there is a galaxy that is 200,000 light years away, or 2 million light years away, or 2.5 million light years away, you believe it because the science says. You know, the farthest thing that you can see with your naked eye is the galaxy, the nearest large galaxies to us, called Andromeda. And guess how far it is from us? 2.5 million light years away. But you can see it with the naked eye. At night time, when everything is very clear, it's completely dark, there's no light pollution or nothing on the horizon. And if you're looking at the right place, remember, the sky that Allah has created is vast. Subhanallah. You cannot even imagine how vast the sky is, and how vast the distances are between the objects in the sky. The distance between the earth and the moon compared to the distance between the earth and the sun is nothing. It's only 250,000 miles between the sun and between the earth and the moon. But compare that to the distance between the earth and the sun is 93 million miles. Yet the size of the sun, as if you see it in the sky, is no bigger than the size of the moon. Right? By your observation, the size of the moon is just as big as the size of the sun. But you could actually put 1 million Earths into the mass of the sun. That's how big the sun is. Solar mass. One solar mass equals the size of the sun. And then compare the size of the moon to our Earth. The moon is a tiny, tiny size of planet compared to our planet Earth. That's why it's our moon. It's our satellite. It's going around, it's orbiting around the Earth. Because gravitationally, it's locked with the gravity of the Earth. Earth has a stronger gravitational force. So it has captured that moon. Soon, probably from tomorrow, we will have another moon in our Earth's orbit. Earth will capture an asteroid which is about maybe 500 meters long. That's it. It's not big. It's only 500 meters long. But the Earth will be able to capture that and lock it into its orbit. And it will be in Earth's orbit for about 2 months before it can get out again. So the Earth will have a second moon for temporary duration. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions these things to remind the people of Makkah that the things that you can see, they're created by Allah. The moon, the sun, the earth, the day, the night, everything is created by Allah. So why do you think that Allah cannot create hell? They used to say there is no such thing as hell. We are born, نموت ونحيا وما يهلكنا إلا الدهر. We are born, we die, and then we're finished. There is no such thing as hell. There is no such thing as heaven. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds them that the God, the creator who created the earth, the moon, the day, the night, all of these things, He is also the creator of hell. He has created hell. إِنَّهَا لَإِحْدَى الْكُبَرِ. Indeed, hell is one of the mightiest signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and mightiest creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. نَذِيرًا لِلْبَشَرِ. And it is a warning to humankind. لِمَنْ شَاءَ مِنْكُمْ أَنْ يَتَقَدَّمْ أَوْ يَتَأَخَّرْ. To whichever of you chooses to take the heed or lag behind. This is a warning. If you want to heed to the warning, good for you. If you want to lag behind and ignore the warning, too bad. You will suffer the consequences. كُلُّ نَفْسٍ بِمَا كَسَبَتْ رَهِينًا. Every soul will be detained for what it has done. That is the ultimate reminder. Every soul will be detained for what it has done, for what it has earned, good or bad. If you have done good, you will be credited for your good on the Day of Judgment. And if you have done evil, you will have to pay the consequences for your evil deeds. إِلَّا أَصْحَابَ الْيَمِينَ. Except the people of the right. The people of the right are the people of good, are the people of righteousness, are the people of piety, are the people of iman, are the people of faith, are the people of belief. And they are also the people of heaven. May Allah make us among them. إِلَّا أَصْحَابَ الْيَمِينَ فِي جَنَّاتٍ يَتَسَاءَلُونَ. The people of heaven will be in gardens asking one another عَنِ الْمُجْرِمِينَ, about the criminals. They will ask. Subhanallah, these are the conversations that will take place when you are in heaven, when you and I are in heaven, inshallah, and we're having a social gathering, we're having a social meeting, we're having camping night, whatever, we will have these questions. We will ask each other, what happened to those people? What happened to that person? What happened to that person? According to some ayat of Quran, people, when they won't see the people that they used to be familiar with in this world, they will wonder, hey, what happened to that person? Hey, what happened to that person? I wonder what happened to him. What happened to him? So they will start asking about these criminals. And anybody who's in hell is a criminal, is a guilty criminal. The verdict has been passed and the crime has been proven. Only then that person ends up in hellfire. So they will ask about the criminals. مَا سَلَكَكُمْ فِي سَقَرٍ? What has landed you in hell? What has brought you in hell? Very simple question. What is the reason that you are in hellfire? قَالُوا لَمْ نَكُ مِنَ الْمُصَلِّينَ. Now this is important to understand the answer that they will give. It's a 4-part answer. Meaning they will give 4 reasons why we are here. And everyone will know why they are there. Subhanallah. No one will be in hellfire without knowing why they are in hellfire. Here in this world, the criminal system is crooked. The criminal system is messed up. The criminal system will not hold accountable those who are in power and will hold accountable those who are innocent, who have done nothing wrong, or maybe they are guilty and they are innocent. They are accused of crime, but they are innocent. Like Yusuf alayhi salam. Yusuf alayhi salam was in the prison for a long time for having done nothing wrong. Absolutely. Yet, he suffered. He stayed in that prison for a very long time. But in hellfire, anybody who's there will have his crime proven before they are sent in there. And they will have exhausted all options. They will have exhausted all appeals. Nothing will be left that can save them, that can help them from being thrown in hellfire. So Allah will tell them, they will be told, you are being thrown in hellfire for this reason. You're being thrown in hellfire for this reason. You're being thrown in hellfire for this reason. Even one reason is enough. Some people will have multiple reasons to be in hellfire. So they will say, قَالُوا لَمْ نَكُ مِنَ الْمُصَلِّينَ. We were not of those who prayed. We were not among those people who used to pray. Subhanallah. How alarming and how serious this ayah is. And a warning to majority of us Muslims. Forget about the non-Muslims. Non-Muslims, they do not pray. Their prayer is not even prayer. Their salah, even if they do perform salah, like sometimes it happens, someone is performing salah out of respect or something like that. It has no benefit, no meaning, nothing. But from Muslims who are supposed to pray, how many pray? FBI considers you an extremist if you pray 5 times a day. You know why? Why does FBI consider you an extremist if you pray 5 times a day? Especially if you pray Fajr and Isha. Because majority of Muslims don't pray Fajr and Isha. Majority of Muslims don't pray 5 times a day. So when you become among those who pray 5 times a day, you automatically, get to a higher level from the rest of the Muslims. So they think you are a very hardcore practicing Muslim. When you are simply doing your obligation, what does Allah demand from you after saying La ilaha illallah? Salah. That's the first and the foremost obligation. So if someone is failing in the first and the foremost obligation, they are failing in everything else as well. That's why Umar radiallahu anh, he wrote a letter. When he was Amirul Mu'mineen, he wrote a letter to all his governors. Said, I want to make sure you guys are in the first row in every prayer, because you guys are accountable and you have a higher level of accountability than the rest of the people. And in my eyes, he said, in my eyes, whoever is not doing his prayer, he is certainly slacking on other duties as well. Don't come and tell me that, oh, you are doing your justice, your court system very well, you're doing your governorship very well, you are doing all the services very well to the humanity, but you're slacking in your prayer. Don't come and tell me that. I won't accept it. Because if you are slacking in your foremost duty to Allah, you are slacking in all other duties as well. So that's the first thing they will say. لَمْ نَكُ مِنَ الْمُصَلِّينَ. We did not pray. And that's a warning to all the Muslims. Today, from the 1.8 or 1.9 billion Muslims, barely a million Muslims, 100 million Muslims or 200 million Muslims pray regularly 5 times a day. And the evidence of that is in the masajid. Majority of people, they do not live too far from the masajid. Even in Muslim countries where masajid are built in neighborhoods, people do not go to the masajid. And shaitan has more strength and power against those who separate themselves from the masjid, from the community. If you are sticking yourself, if you are sticking to the community, to the masjid, you are stronger against shaitan, and shaitan has less power against you. But if you are separating yourself, then shaitan becomes stronger against you as well. So the first reason that they will give why they are in hell, لَمْ نَكُ مِنَ الْمُصَلِّينَ. We were not among those who used to pray. Subhanallah. وَلَمْ نَكُ نُطْعِمُ الْمِسْكِينَ. And we were not among those who used to give food to the poor and needy. This is how serious this crime is. When you have the means to feed someone who's hungry and you still don't do it, it's a crime, grave crime in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So serious that on this account alone, Allah will throw people in hellfire. A lot of people will be in hellfire just because they had the money, they had the means to feed someone who was hungry, but they chose not. وَكُنَّا نَخُوضُ مَعَ الْخَائِضِينَ. And we used to indulge in falsehood along with others. We used to entertain falsehood along with others. We were part of those groups, we were part of those communities, those societies that enjoyed ridiculing truth and ridiculing Islam, ridiculing Quran, ridiculing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَكُنَّا نُكَذِّبُ بِيَوْمِ الدِّينِ. And finally, the last thing, we used to deny the Day of Judgment. And so many people are easily making these statements. I don't think there is a life after that. I don't think there is a Day of Judgment. They will say in hellfire, yes, we used to deny the Day of Judgment. But after that, there will be no denying. حَتَّى أَتَانَا الْيَقِينَ. Until the inevitable came to us. فَمَا تَنْفَعُهُمْ شَفَاعَةُ الشَّافِعِينَ. So, the intercession of intercessors will be of no benefit to them. They will not be able to avail any benefit from any intercession. It could be from a family member, it could be from a scholar, it could be from an imam, it could be from even Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but it will not be of any benefit. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has expounded on the issue of intercession so clearly in Quran and so extensively in Quran that there is no room left for any doubts with regard to intercession. Yes, intercession is true. It will happen. But who will be able to intercede? Allah tells us. Who will be able to intercede for whom? Allah tells us. and for whom the intercession will be beneficial and for whom it will not be, Allah tells us about that as well. So intercession will happen, but it will not be for everyone, it will not be of benefit to everyone, and it will not save everyone either. There will be certain who will be able to benefit from that. We make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. O Allah, grant us the intercession of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We make this dua every single day. We believe in it. But there are those people who make vain supplications of intercession and have vain hopes of intercession when they themselves are doing something totally wrong. And yet they hope that intercession of someone will save them. فَمَا لَهُمْ عَنِ التَّذْكِرَةِ مُعْرِضِينَ. Now, what is the matter with them that they are turning away from the reminder? كَأَنَّهُمْ حُمُرٌ مُسْتَنْفِرَةٌ. As if they were wild donkeys running away who have lost their senses due to fear. In the wildlife, when a wild donkey senses the smell of a lion, they lose their mind, they lose their sense, they become frightened and they start running in any direction when they are threatened and when they are frightened. Farrat min qaswara, fleeing from a lion. Qaswara is lion. So they start fleeing from a lion when they have lost their senses. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is describing the Makkans as that they are running away from Quran as if it is threatening them or frightening them. When Quran is not frightening them, Quran is reminding them of what they are doing wrong. بَلْ يُرِيدُ كُلُّ امْرِئٍ مِّنْهُمْ أَن يُؤْتَى صُحُفًا مُنَشَّرًا. But the truth is that, the fact is that each one of them wishes to be given a personal, open letter from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to read. They wish that Allah would write a personal letter to each one of the people in Makkah, telling them that this is my prophet, this is my Quran, you must listen to him and you must follow him. This is what they want. This is their wish and their desire. كَلَّا بَلْ لَا يَخَافُونَ الْآخِرَةِ. But no, in fact, they do not fear the hereafter. It's not for the lack of evidence, it is because they have no fear of the hereafter. كَلَّا إِنَّهُ تَذْكِرًا. Enough. Surely this Quran is a reminder. فَمَنْ شَاءَ ذَكَرًا. So let whoever wills be mindful of Quran. وَمَا يَذْكُرُونَ إِلَّا أَن يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ. But they cannot do so unless Allah wills. هُوَ أَهْلُ التَّقْوَى وَأَهْلُ الْمَغْفِرَةِ. Allah alone is worthy to be feared and Allah alone is worthy to forgive. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. Any questions?
In this, the four things, salat is one.
Yeah. Not feeding. Yeah. And then indulging in vain, useless conversations. Yes.
As far as these three are concerned, I mean, there are many Muslims, unfortunately, they do that. But the last one says they don't believe in the day of judgment. That makes a person out of Islam, right? He doesn't even believe in the day of judgment. As a Muslim, you don't.
So as I said, even one of these is enough for someone to be in hell. But someone may have all these four, all four of them. Someone may have three of them. Someone may have two of them. Someone may have only one. So someone could be in hell just because they denied the day of judgment. Someone may be in hell because they did not pray. Someone may be in hell because they did not feed the needy. Someone may be in hell because they used to ridicule.
But Aqidah-wise, the last one is the most important. I mean, one is person is not praying, one is person is denying salah. It's a person denying salah that Aqidah, you're down. Right? But in this case, the last one is like, okay, this is Aqidah.
Of course. Yeah, last one is purely about Aqidah. If you come to the second last one, that's also about Aqidah. Because when you are ridiculing, you're also violating Aqidah. When you're ridiculing Quran or ridiculing Islam or ridiculing the beliefs of Islam, you are also violating Aqidah, the creed. So that also takes you from that way. And then, not feeding people also has to do with Aqidah. Because there were people in Mecca who would refuse to feed the hungry, because when they were told you should feed for the sake of Allah, they would say, is Allah that incapable that He cannot feed these people? Why do we have to feed these people? أَنُطْعِمُ مَنْ لَوْ يَشَاءُ اللَّهُ وَطَعْمَهُ. Should we feed the one that Allah can feed? So that also takes you, links you to Aqidah defection as well.
So is this are they referring to Muslims who basically lost their way, or is it referring to non-Muslims?
Both. It's both. In a way, it's a reminder for Muslims as well that they should adopt the good qualities and refrain from the bad qualities. So the good qualities of prayer and feeding people and not wasting your time or indulging in vain talks, and strengthening your aqidah, and also warning to those who do not believe in Islam, who do not believe in the hereafter, who do not believe in doing good to others. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد ان لا اله الا انت نستغفرك ونتوب اليك. اللهم صل وسلم على عبدك ورسولك. اللهم صل على سيدنا مولانا محمد افضل صلواتك. اللهم انا نسالك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى. اللهم انا نسالك العفو والعافيه والمعافاه الدائمه في الدين والدنيا والاخره. اللهم حبب الينا الايمان وزينه في قلوبنا وكره الينا الكفر والفسوق والعصيان واجعلنا من الراشدين. اللهم انصر المسلمين المظلومين. اللهم انصر المسلمين المستضعفين. اللهم انصر أهل فلسطين على عدوك وعدوهم يا أرحم الراحمين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.